Are you ready? Can crush us. It don't really get no better than this. The podcast that you're looking for if you're really heavy into wrestling. Hosted by the Mark. Energy that's so amazing. Gotta keep it entertaining. Rep the Can Crusher Nation. Yeah, you know what's going down in the ring. Lights out when you hit a ding ding. Knock 'em out like boom bada bing. Hold it down, you can crown me the king. Got a shout out to the Miz and Duke the Dumpster. We choke slamming everybody. Power driving, hit 'em with a face buster. Yeah, this the show you need and it ain't no need for waiting. Mark, hold it down for the Can Crusher Nation. All about wrestling and keep it entertaining. Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. Time to break 'em, let's go. Yeah. Can Crushers. Yeah. Can Crushers, let's go.
This is referee Joe Mandak, and you're listening to Can Crusher Podcast, the podcast that opens the proverbial can of whoop ass.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Can Crusher Nation brings to you Mark the Mark, Sir Michael Jenks. I'm trying to change up the intro every once in a while because it got generic. I'm not going to lie. Hi, Mr. Jenks.
Hello. You know, you gotta spice up the life. Like I'm spicing up this pumpkin beer right now. So
Yeah, it's not just pumpkin beer, I heard, huh?
no, apparently I can't read packages, and this is a spicy atomic pumpkin, and it's kicking the back of my throat right now with a little pepper kick. So fun times.
What do we got in there? The ghost, the chili, the habanero.
It's a habanero pepper. So it's not too spicy, but it's not touching the taste buds. It's just hitting the back of the throat and just kicking the shit out of it. So we're the cockles are loosened right now. That's what they say.
The cockles are loosened. I'm going generic. My wife went camping last weekend for some. Hi, Kelly. I know you listened to this part and then you turned it off. Went camping for some nonchalant reason to see her friend in the middle of the woods. I'm going to drink. I'm going to have a drink. Yeah. She bought a case of Simply Spiked lemonade, which I'm all right with. She brought back 11 of the 12 in that case. I didn't have to buy anything for the week.
Did she not like it? Or was it just...
She loves them, but she's a hell of a better person than I am. I would have drank 10 and tried to drive home. She had probably a half, poured the rest out, and came home.
Respect.
Better than me. I'm going to finish this tonight and drive up and see you.
Oh, yeah? Good luck.
Do not drink and drive, folks. It's stupid.
I was going to say, we do not condone that type of actions.
We don't. Do as we say, not as we do around here. So, Jenks, I'm on a little bit of a roller coaster. I'm down a little bit.
Why are you down?
My pet rock, I had to get rid of it.
Why'd you have to get rid of it?
It killed 2 birds.
Well, that's it, folks. I'm going to go step away from now. Mark's on his own.
I don't know why I died so much laughing today when I heard that. It's as stupid as a Moochie joke.
Let me ask you this. What's the skeleton's favorite snack?
Oh, God. It's not candy corn.
It's ribs.
Oh. None of this was planned, folks. None of this was planned. The podcast itself was not planned.
I would like to thank my girlfriend for that joke since she sent it to me on TikTok today. So that was fantastic. Good job, Kimberly.
Yeah, great job. As bad as
this deep eye roll I got from Mark is well worth that joke now.
It was. No, I'm actually in a great mood. Jenks has seen a package that I literally got hours prior to the podcast last night, not today, but hours before recording, I got this, and I sent them part of it, and they're like, "Holy shit, that's a good haul." Of course, it's autographed pictures. That's a good haul. And I'm like, all right, now that you both answered back, Look at this. Here's the second part of the haul. You're like, holy shit.
I don't know what rabbit's foot you've been rubbing or who you paid off in that company, but man, they are coming in hot and heavy with these signatures.
It's gonna come to an end soon, and I look at it that what I spent, and you guys don't need to know. It wasn't a lot, but it's enough to piss my wife off. What I spent probably saved, I'll put it this way, $400 at WrestleCade.
I mean, that's a nice little savings.
Yeah. So that's a bonus.
Yeah, for sure. Now you got to go buy merch.
I do have to buy merch. Merch for us or merch for...
Well, merch for us or merch from the people, one of the two.
You'll have to pay for pictures. The room's not paid for yet, but everything else down there is. I'll eat ramen down there all weekend and call it a good day. So yeah.
You'll
I'll probably hitchhike on the way home. Because unless I pee in the gas tank. Can you get far off of, this is a real question, not that I'm going to do it, but would I be able to, would it run my vehicle if I'm broke and I just have to piss just to run to get home? I'm ruining my vehicle, I understand that, but I'd rather have it ruined and get home than not get home at all.
I mean, I feel like there has to be a chemical compound in your urine to make it run. Like it has to be comparable to gas in some way. So what are you intaking to make it gas?
I don't.
Beans? I don't know. I don't know what.
I mean, how am I going to get that into the gas tank? I don't know.
They make funnels for that.
I know a guy that used to bottle them, which is gross within itself, and then open them years later.
That was something did not need to know tonight. Nobody in Can Crushers Nation needed to know that type of person exists.
I'm feeling stupid right now. I was in high school, dude. The 90s was a rough era.
I didn't. Grunge hit that kid hard.
Yeah,
I feel
really
like it did. Yeah.
It really did. And now the guy is actually pretty high up in Ridgeway on boards and businesses and stuff. So good for him.
It's a hell of a story. Hell of a success story.
Success story. From beans to vagabonds. I don't know. Jenks, how was your week? Because this is getting out of control.
You know, we're in rare form today.
I've only had a half.
Yeah, that has to be less than what I'm drinking here, and you're just on a roll.
I'm giddy tonight. The package was amazing. No. Oh, God, get ready.
Oh, here we go.
It's going to be home all weekend, so it's me and the doggos. So it's... Ethan's got homecoming from now until Sunday, essentially.
Oh, really? Oh, it's homecoming weekend. Oh, yeah. I didn't know that.
The wife works Sunday, but she's got already plans on Saturday. All right, cool.
So what are you going to be doing? Just sitting home, PlayStation, and going for it?
Kind of pictures that I have to move the whole studio around.
Oh, it's that weekend.
OCD and anxiety, so I'm trying to live it up tonight.
Gotcha. I got you. Live your best life tonight.
Yeah.
When we get one of the best podcasts you've had tonight.
You may.
We'll see what happens. This week for me, I actually went back to the office. So that was that started the week off, and yeah, it's just been kind of rolling ever since. And then
full time now, finally?
No, it's hybrid. Only hybrid. So I'm only in 3 days a week. So I went Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's going to be flexible going forward. So yeah, can honestly say without a shadow of a doubt, not sure I missed it. I was getting to get back, but man, people, I love talking to people. Love talking to people. However, it felt like business as usual. You had to hide to get things done. So that's just kind of where I'm at now, is ducking and weaving and trying to find places so I can get some stuff done. But overall, it was a good time back and enjoyed it. A little surreal, but.
Now, unless it goes to, hey, they want you Monday, Wednesday, Friday or something like that, I would pick hybrid Monday and Friday and take that middle section throw it away and go to the office.
That was my plan. My plan, actually. So Mondays I have to be in the office now because I help do some notes and facilitate executive meetings for our planning structures right now. So I was going to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I had Thursday, Friday at home. Didn't have to worry about it. 4-day weekend kind of thing, but still can get stuff done at home. But right now we're in the midst of getting our budget together and everything we plan on doing for next year. So we actually have 2 of those executive meetings next week. They fall on Monday, Friday. So I'm going to have to be in the office Monday and Friday. So it's going to be flexible for the next couple weeks where like I have to be in office versus when I don't have to be in office. My goal, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, would love that, and then just be home for 4 days and not have to worry about it too much. But
yeah, you're right. I like that way better.
Yeah, I thought about Monday and Friday, but I'm like,
unless there's a pay-per-view.
Exactly. But you know how peaceful it is in the office on Mondays? There was nobody there. It was a ghost town this past Monday.
Good.
Whether it stays that way or not, I don't know. Yeah. So
you don't want to go when everybody is there.
Exactly. So I'm trying to pick and choose. Tuesday and Wednesday, it looks like when most people are there, but we'll see what happens if I start moving things around or whatnot. But so yeah, that's been the extent of my week.
No. Rewind.
Wait a minute.
I want to know how Apple Pie Fest was.
Oh, Apple Pie Fest. Apple Fest was actually pretty good. It was a nice little event. We walked around, had to park 1.5 miles away to even get to Apple Fest. We got down there at 11 a.m. It was packed. Now, if you've never been to Franklin, Mercer County area in Pennsylvania, obviously a lot of people have not. This is a small ass town.
The people in like Arkansas.
I know, right? Yeah,
like,
in Arkansas, definitely have.
Pennsylvania's at. What the fuck are you talking about?
Let's just talk it. It's the smallest ass. It's a small ass town, and there's not a lot of opportunity to park downtown where this Apple Fest was at. So we had to park 1.5 miles away. It was fine. We tracked it. It was about a 20-minute walk or so till we got to the main festivities. But
uphill both ways in snow last Saturday.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it was fun. There's a lot of vendors, a lot of things you could do. Buy. There's food vendors. There's a very good time zone as opposed to the moderately good time zone we have up here in Erie. There's just fun things for everybody in the family, and it was positioned in between the same brewery, but they had 2 locations set up now in this town.
Did you make it to one of them?
Couldn't get into one of them. No. It was so packed because people were like, "Oh, the only brewery in town," and it was literally within a half a block of the festivities. So it was pretty packed for wherever you went. There was thousands of people down there. And they were just lined in the streets and just having a good time and enjoying the festivities. So,
did you eat anything? It's not a lot of random stuff that you can do with apples, but did you try anything weird apple-wise?
They didn't have anything weird apple-wise. They had more apples than I knew there were types of apples for. Like, they had 20 types of apples. I didn't know that was like
produce then. You never worked in the produce department.
I never did. Never worked in produce. It was ridiculous how many apples, different varieties of apples. You got free apples when you walked in. But they were mostly selling, there was a couple of vendors selling apple cider, and then there was a lot of pastries and stuff that were more apple-centric or just cookies and things that they had out there. So nothing too crazy going on vendor-wise than that. And then they had your traditional fair food, like garbage fries, sausage hoagies, things of that nature. So
sprinkle applesauce on top of it. Do they have applesauce there, by the way?
Yeah, they did. They had homemade applesauce. They had homemade apple butter too. Did not get a jar because the line was too long. I'm an apple butter guy. No, you're not.
No, I don't know why. Like, it's ground up even more applesauce.
It is.
It wouldn't be bad. I don't know.
But some people don't like the texture of it because the texture can get kind of gritty and it's a little more. Yeah.
It's maybe the brownness of it. Like, applesauce is still yellow or whatever you want to call the inside of an apple.
Yeah,
it's old to me.
Yeah, it's like an old. It looks like an old apple type. Yeah, I get that.
It's like cool. Do you want to try this rotten apple? The butter.
We mushed it up. Threw it in butter. It'll stick to your bones. But yeah, Apple Fest was pretty freaking good. Loved it a lot.
Maybe next year. That sounds like something I'd like to partake. I do love apples. I love the galas. I love the pink ladies. I'm a big Granny Smith fan. Then you have your cooking ones, your Empires and Macintoshes and stuff like that. There's Fuji apples. I love apples. I'm bougie though that when I buy apples, I cut them anymore. I'm no longer a heathen that bites into an apple.
I don't either. I have to slice it up. It makes a good apple.
My fucking teeth. I'm old.
Yeah. I just like the slices. But I will say I did bite into an apple because the free one they give you, I mean, I got hungry and I have an apple in my hand. I'm going to eat it. So it wasn't too bad. But, so yeah. But man, they selling apples like nothing down there. So definitely worth it. Did you
spend a lot? Did you buy anything?
We bought a couple things. It wasn't anything. I definitely bought kettle corn because that's one of my go-tos. Whenever I see it, I buy it. So, but I did not get any garbage fries this time.
Disappointment.
I was unfortunately on a time constraint too during this whole thing.
You were, because you had to then turn around.
I had to turn around and go to a 1-year-old birthday party that was starting at 3. We didn't leave Franklin until 2:50. So I was way behind.
You think?
Because we were trying to hunt down. So our goal was Kimberly was going to go with her sister during this time. She was with me going down. We were going to do a handoff. She was going to go with her sister and ride back. We couldn't find her sister for a half hour, and her sister kept like moving on us, so we couldn't like pin her down. She'd send us a pin of where she was at, and then she'd keep moving, and so we were like trying to find her for like a half hour, 45 minutes. It ended up we gave up, and I ended up taking her back to Meadville.
You just bailed.
We just bailed. We're like, you know what? We can't find you. She sent her a text. We're just gonna go back to Meadville. So we ended up driving back together. I dropped her off at her mom's house. Her sister gave her a ride from her mom's house later that night, but. I'm like, I gotta go, so we gotta figure this out. So that ended up being the plan, and I ended up at the birthday party at 4:00, which was fine, just in time to see the Rays lose in the 15th inning to the Guardians. So it was perfect timing on that. I thought their season ended like at 2:00, but apparently they wanted to hold on for me to watch it. So
they held off until you.
I don't know what kind of baseball god I pissed off last weekend, but yeah. So, but it was good. Got there. Had a good time at the birthday party. Had some great cake. Hung around the fire a little bit, and then came home and watched Extreme Rules. So it was a busy day last Saturday for sure.
And we'll get to that.
And we'll get there. But first, how was your week?
My week in general was work, nothing. Like, the weekdays, nothing.
Yeah.
Did head down to, here's your promotional, to IWC Super Indy 21 last weekend with the English professor and IRS and our buddy Jason and the kids. Note, it is available on the IWC network for only $9.99 a month, or $15.99 if you just want to buy that, or on Fight TV for whatever the hell Fight TV is charging for it. Go ahead, watch it. You see the likes of Cole Carter, who was Troy Donovan in NXT, or Delirious, Channing Decker, Brian Pillman Jr., Derek Dillinger. You get some awesome 8-man tag matches. More to come on IWC here in the near future as they're wrapping back around into Can Crusher Nation. But I will spoil it in 3, 2, 1. Congratulations to Cole Carter, back-to-back Super Indy champion, being the youngest last year, to the first back-to-back champion, Cole Carter.
Very nice. Good job,
that
Cole.
Was rooting for anybody but him. So I probably just ruined him coming on. He's a great kid. He's a great kid. He's compared to Von Erich. Yeah. It was a hell of a nice event. That's definitely the way you
was adequate.
It was a hell of a great wrestling event. I love IWC. I go to IWC to relax. Like, that is I'm going to go here. I don't have to keep notes.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't having to keep notes. Looking into stuff. And I was just enjoying myself. I can still do that and then wrap back around to IWC with some stuff that's going on here in the near future. Listen, folks. You'll probably be hearing a lot of IWC on Wednesdays. in the near future.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Oh, interesting.
Enough said about that.
Yeah.
So John and I went and grabbed some food and stuff and dropped the kids off. Everybody then split after the event and came home. It's easier for me to jump on the turnpike and then cut through a couple places, pay the $3.97 or whatever to get back on 28 and come home, zing, 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 instead of going all the way back into Pittsburgh, da-da-da-da-da. Cool. I get a half a mile away. I'm getting off the turnpike. Blocked. My exit, there's an accident.
Oh.
The guy's like, where are you going? I said, Ridgeway. Yeah, I don't know where that's at. I said, what's going on? He's like, bad accident up there, da-da-da-da-da. Going to be a couple hours. We can let you go through, turn back around, go to Pittsburgh, and that's going to give like another hour. I said, I can get off this way. Haley knows where I'm going.
Yeah.
I can get off this way and go through Indiana, which you only had a half an hour to cut. So, cool, fine and dandy. But then when you come from Indiana to Ridgeway, you're back roads then at some point. Fine and dandy. 1:30 in the morning, I'm hauling ass. I'm doing well. Till I get to this little place called Sykesville. And there is flashing lights all over the place. Now we're on just, 2-lane highway, back roads.
Oh, my God.
Flashing lights and all of this. I know, Bailey. I
know.
A tree just down in the middle of the road. And I'm the first one. Besides fireman, I'm first one there. Guy comes over. Gonna be a while. No shit. There's a tree in the road. So he's like, you can go back. I'm like, I'm fine. I said, it's already 2:00 in the morning. I'm fine. He's like, all right, half an hour, we'll have this cut up. Then he proceeds to talk to me. Where are you coming from? Pittsburgh. Why'd you come this way? No kidding. You're having a rough night. I said, yeah, I really am. What do you do? Do you wrestle? No, I talk. Like, oh, okay. And I don't talk for IWC yet, but da-da-da-da-da. I'm spoiling it big time all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And then he gets everything cut. He's like, all right, we opened your lane up. There's a couple branches, right? I have a juke. It's not a low rider, but it's not like a tractor trailer or a garbage truck or anything. Like, there's some branches on the road. Just make sure. I'm like, can we sweep those first? I'm like, I'm not. It's already 2:00 in the morning. I will get home at 3. I'm okay. Just I was being nice and I didn't text anybody in the family.
Right.
They're normally sleeping at that time.
Fair.
When I get home from Pittsburgh, it's about 2:45. Blah, blah, blah. Where are you? You are right. Da, da, da. Everybody, the Gestapo and the whole neighborhood is out. Where's Mark? Where's Mark? So explain that at 3:00 in the morning. And there we are. I slept until, get ready. People are like, oh my God, that's still early. I slept until 8:00 Sunday. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, for me, that's 4 extra hours sleep. Normal people sleep.
That's 3 hours for me. So how's that feel waking up that late?
I didn't know what. I'm like, it's 8:00. I'm like, my day's half over. What do I do now? So I watched the Steelers lose and I played football.
It's a good thing to do.
And I edited some stuff. And I watched Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
Want to talk about?
We should.
Well, let's do that after we tell everybody about Collar and Elbow. Hats, hoodies, tees, all the cool stuff that Al Snow and Hooligans have at Collar and Elbow. When you check out, use the promo code CANCRUSHERS. All one word, capital C and can, capital C and Crushers. You'll save 10%. Jenks, we are on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Guys, right now, you're a wrestler, you're a referee, you're a promoter, you're, I don't know, the guy that sets the seats up at the chair at a wrestling event. We're now booking spotlight interviews for November and December. Slide into any of our DMs on all those socials, or, Jenks, we have an email. Old school, what is it?
It's cancrusher69@gmail.com.
Get us that way as well. We love hearing the stories, how you got into wrestling, what the hell you do in wrestling, why you love wrestling, why you hate wrestling. It's a love-hate business, folks. We understand it. A lot of cool stuff coming up. October is booked. A lot of indie stuff in October, November. Have some booked, but we're slowly filling them up, as we already got some from the post that I put up yesterday. And what else? Oh, you can find us on whatever you're listening to right now. Have it be Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Podvine, Boxcast, Google Play. Guys, we're everywhere. We literally are everywhere that you listen to podcasts. We just ask that you like, follow, share, love us, stuff like that. Send us a rating.
Let's do it. 5-star.
5-star would be nice. This is going to be the call to action that I have this week. I'm going to have a call. I'm going to try this new gimmick, as the podcasters say. I know we get many listens, so thank you. We get emails once in a while just saying, hey guys, we love you. We get Ask Can Crushers from all over the place. I'm going to ask this week and weeks going forward, if you like the podcast, that episode, after you get done listening to it, share it.
No.
It's an easy button on whatever platform you're listening to. You don't have to write anything. Just hit share. Send it to one of your social medias. That would be cool. So I'm asking that this week. Next week, I might want you to stand on your head and drink a beer and send me a picture all at the same time. But this week, we're asking for shares, just because.
Yeah, we got to step up the level of toughness for each of these challenges.
This is an easy one.
Just share, guys. One platform. Build the network. Build the fam.
Yeah, Cat Crusher Nation, I love you. Here comes Al Snow to talk, whatever. I need another drink. This one's empty. It's hitting me hard. I didn't eat today at all. To tell you about Collar and Elbow.
Oh.
Wrestling. A love and a passion we all share. I've started a wrestling brand. The wrestling brand. A brand founded on the aspects of wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product that connect emotionally for people everywhere. Collar and Elbow is the brand. Passion and love for wrestling is the drive. I am Al Snow, and this is Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand.
Hey guys, this is Olivia Vegas, and I am the fashionista of fame from OKC, and you're listening to Can Crushers.
And welcome back to Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. Mark to Mark alongside Sir Michael Jenks, and we're going to get extreme. Oh my God!
Oh my God, they're broken in half. All right.
Right off the top, I love this pay-per-view.
It was really good.
I don't care what anybody else says. There has to be a bad match. Maybe some of it wasn't like we thought it should have been laid out. But the stories, which we love wrestling for, boom. And then we'll get there. We know. We have a lot of talk about everything else that happened, too. We'll get there. We have our 6 picked out.
Baby step.
Yeah. Rome wasn't built today, folks. By the way, great advice. If you have not listened to, see how I just pause on Extreme Rules? If you have not listened to last Wednesday's Spotlight with Slim 7, getting a ton of listens right now. I'll tell you that, because Rhodes Wrestling Academy, Dustin Rhodes is linked to it. Shauna Reed, who I'm repping her shirt right now, linked to it. Slim opens up really a lot about getting into it, and I asked him the question, Jenks. I know you listen. If you want to fight Goldust in a street fight, or if you want to fight the natural Dustin Rhodes in a King of the Road match, he's like, I don't know what the one is. He's young.
What, man? Catch up on your history and then choose Goldust. I don't think there's an answer there besides Goldust.
There isn't. Anytime I can talk how putrid that King of the Road match is, it does too. So
that match was the one in Dayton, Ohio, right? Where they were like on the roads in Dayton.
Sure
Well, here's where it is. I remember showing it to Cody. It was way back when he lived in Pittsburgh. I remember showing it to him, and he was fascinated by Heenan just going off about Dayton, Ohio, and how shitty it was. And it was the most hilarious. The match itself is horrid. The commentary. This is why I love Bobby Heenan. He's my favorite color commentator of all time. He made that match worth watching just because he was shitting on the town.
Yeah,
and he was just shitting on it throughout the whole thing. And I'm learning this more and more. I'm going through all the Survivor Series, like I mentioned before. 91, peak Heenan and Gorilla. Just back and forth about the Hogan Undertaker thing. I just love watching Heenan go to work and like be the best color commentator in all time. I know you guys know that, but that was a peak match where I was just loving Heenan's commentary.
Would you have ever thought, as linked back to both of us in baseball as well, that Dayton Dragons would have come from that shithole?
No, never.
And one of the most sold out ever in minor league baseball.
They had what, a 20-year?
I think so.
Straight? Something like that. Streak where they were sold out.
Essentially, when that match was going on until we both worked at Parts Unknown Seawolves.
Yeah, it was
still going on.
It was ridiculous. It was until like 2017, I think it was, or something like that. But nah, would have never guessed that in a million years. But if you don't got anything better to do, why not go see the Dayton Dragons?
Yeah, I've never been. Like it's
neither
right
have I. And we're shitting on Dayton. We know we might have listeners in Dayton, but listen, they didn't show the best parts of that match. Listen, the best parts of Dayton were not shown in that match.
No. I don't care what anybody. It was not Dayton. That was not.
That had to be Backroads, Ohio. Like it wasn't even close to Dayton, Ohio. It wasn't even a city. It wasn't no building in sight. It was farms and lakes and shit like that. So.
All right. Now we're really going to do Extreme Rules.
Are we?
Yeah. The Brutes take on Imperium in a Donnybrook. And let me tell you, first off, anytime they have a Donnybrook, they dub it a Donnybrook match, I'm in.
Yeah.
They have been nothing but bangers. Every Donnybrook has been amazing. And I thought, oh my God, how are they going to top this? Yeah. I was all in for this match the whole time. I'm like, fuck, I don't care if Imperium does win. This has been an amazing match. Which you got that one wrong. I went with the.
I know I did. I figured I did.
Yeah. This has been. We talked about favorite feuds on Ask Can Crushers.
Yeah.
This Gunther, Sheamus, Brutes, Imperium, Max is just having twitches right now. This whole. Oh, by the way, shout out, Max's birthday was Monday.
I was going to say, happy birthday, Max.
Yeah, 2 years old and ripping house up. This is one of my favorite feuds of the year.
Yeah.
This is, it might not be a major feud or anything like that, but these 4 to 6 weeks so far, and I think it's going to be extended, not a bad match. I will say it across the board from any 6 of them. Not a bad match.
Not at all. This was a fantastic match. It's a fantastic rivalry. And it was a sneaky good rivalry because we didn't know what we wanted to see. And when Gunther took the title, we didn't know I certainly wasn't thinking, hey, Sheamus is going to challenge for this title anytime soon. And when he came up to it, I'm like, oh my God, this is the match we want. And it has become in line for feud of the year, like you were saying. This is definitely up for a crushie at some point. I feel like this whole feud. But the only gimmick street fight match to ever work is the Donnybrook match. Not your pumpkin patch street fight, your candy cane lane street fights, any of that bullshit.
Musician on a pole
match. Judy Bagwell on a pole match. None of those work. It's all this Donnybrook style of match, it just feels like it's a good old bar fight in the middle of downtown Ireland.
I love that they bring the little half bar out too. You bang your head off of it, or like any of them could pick it up and throw it on you.
Yeah.
But they don't use it that way. They just throw you into it or bang your head off of it. But I love that it's always there.
I want one of them to pull a beer out from it at one point. Just the next time, just pull a beer or something out. But yeah, it just feels, because it's not the center of attention. We're adding it for the aesthetic, they can use it, but they don't make it the main prop of the match. Main prop of the match is whatever they have available, but this is not like we're focusing on the Donnybrook or the bar style setup. That's why I love this match. And I knew with Imperium and the Brutes, this was going to be nothing but a drag out fight that was going to be entertaining to watch from beginning to end. And it turned out to be like we thought it would be.
This, even if Sheamus doesn't, which I believe he's going to get the IC title. Spoiler.
Yeah.
We have all known what Sheamus can do. People may have not been high on Gunther. I've loved Gunther's technical side, his bruteness, and everything like this. But he's shown more in this feud. Like, I think as soon as he drops this IC title, listen, I don't think he's going to beat Roman or anything like that. But he shoved instantly to this guy can carry a story. He can be more than just, get ready for hate. More than just like Bret Hart, like technical. And I'm not saying I hate Bret Hart. Everybody knows I love Bret Hart. But like a technical Dean Malenko or anything like that. He can do anything in the ring now too.
Yeah.
I didn't see that prior. Because I wasn't high on Gunther. I wasn't. Or Walter. He's good. He's fucking great. Now you get into the WWE. Trips is doing it. He's giving us something now.
Well, that's the point. Trips is helping bring out these characters that have been long since locked away with Vince. We were only seeing a shell of what these characters could be with Vince, and now that Trips is here, he's really bringing him out, or knows how to press the right buttons to bring that individual out, like Gunther. And I think for Gunther, the other thing too is, he's gotten in better shape since he's come up to the main roster, and that's helped him tremendously tell the story of the ring. And he's even more impressive now than he was before. Like, I loved Walter. I know not a lot of people had faith in Walter. I know you didn't like, you just mentioned you were like not that big fan of Walter. I loved Walter. I loved what he did in NXT. I was watching some things that he was doing before NXT, in the sense of whatever they put on the network I could watch. But to get to know him better, this has just proven that he can be a big enough star. And I'm in total agreement with you. He's upper mid card, if not pushing main event scene right now. He's not going to dethrone Roman. I think we all know who that one candidate might be, or maybe it's not going to be. We don't know yet how everything shakes out. But for right now, he's the best laid candidate. I don't think he's going to get a shot, but he's at least up in that upper tier where he doesn't need a title to have a feud. He can feud with Drew. He can feud with whoever they want to throw at him and still have quality matches and still draw you to him. And he's still a sell. So Gunther is really coming to his own here.
Yeah. Overall for that match, I will give it 5 out of 6. Just because,
I like this
Bailey. Yeah. Just because I didn't know. I'm playing it stupid right now. I didn't know. I'm like, this may be the best match of the night. I can't give it the 6 yet. So I went with a 5.
Well, she's going to bark at me too, because I went 5 as well. Because when we rank these, I'm doing it match by match in the moment. And I'm sitting there like, I don't want to give it more because I feel like there's going to be maybe a better one coming down the line, and you don't want to overestimate. But yeah.
We're going to encapsulate everything real quick. Miz meets Gritty, and who didn't know? That was just a given. I mean, I'm glad Gritty got on TV. I hate Gritty so much because he's
the most horrifying mascot that has ever been created in the history of mascots.
Besides Crack Wolf.
Well, Well, Gritty looks like a serial killer. Crack Wolf was just looking for the next fix.
Gritty Dahmer.
So, yeah. Gritty is Dahmer in this whole scenario, but I was waiting for Miz to get his comeuppance.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Wow. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but yeah.
I don't know.
It ends up being Loomis and Miz is gone.
Yep.
Ronda and Liv. All right. So again, not the best. I don't think Ronda and Liv have chemistry whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
But I'm not gonna shit on this match. Street Fight, Extreme Rules, whatever. My beef is you have the same match back to back, essentially.
Yeah.
This is where we said they should have spaced them apart. We've said this a couple times about pay-per-views. Space them apart. Because whatever followed that was going to take a beating, literally, because the crowd was so high. So did you want to bury Ronda and Liv? Clearly, they did. They put a second. I just think we're going to get more from Liv. Liv lost, but we're going to get something new from Liv, which is going to blow her up. I'm not going there yet. Settle your pants down. I think more from Liv, and it's going to get her there because of her smiling at the end. The match itself.
Take it or leave.
No, I'm leaving it.
Yeah, I know.
It's the story of whatever and whatever Ronda has to have. I'm not on Ronda anymore. I'm not. Come on, we're waiting. Is it going to be? Did Charlotte come out last night? We don't know.
Yeah.
It's not on yet, but we know it's going that way.
Yeah.
Or do we get a tease? Is Becky actually coming soon?
I think if Becky's coming soon, it's going to be on Raw. I mean, this seems like a Charlotte title situation to happen here. I'm with you. The match leave, but I think it's because it was done a disservice being after the Donnybrook match, and you hit all the points because it was just done a disservice where it was placed. The takeaway that everybody has taken away from this, though, is the smiling at the end of Liv. Why was she smiling? Why did she snap, apparently? Why in the back was she, like, all happy even though she was in pain? There's a lot to get to and a lot to unpack in there. What is going to happen? We'll get to that part later if it's part of that, if you think it is or not. But at the end of the day, this match was what it was, and it was a match to get Ronda out of Extreme Rules with the title. And I guess in the hindsight, because it's 2020, there's no way Liv was winning this Extreme Rules match against Ronda. There was just no way.
We both had Liv.
I know we did.
For hopes and praise.
We followed our hearts, and our hearts got burned. So Ronda's a champion. I don't know what that means. I don't know where Charlotte fits into this, if she's back, if she's not. But in any case, if it is Becky, it's a long time away. But I know there's unfinished business on Raw probably for Becky too. So we'll have to see how this all shakes out.
Teasers, just I completely agree with you. Becky to Raw. You're not getting. I would imagine you're not getting Charlotte, Ronda before Rumble.
So yeah, I'm thinking that they're trying their best to push this Survivor Series up with War Games, and I think whatever else comes up, I could see Charlotte Ronda at Survivor Series. To be honest, elevate it, give it a higher marquee. It also builds. You can build in a 3-4 match kind of feud with them there. Do we want a 3-4 match kind of feud with them? Probably not, but they could be going for it, or they could be waiting for day one with Charlotte, because I think they still have the day one pay-per-view on tap. Yep. So maybe that's going to be the big thing, is Charlotte and her at day one. But I really, honestly, I don't think Ronda's losing this, because I picked Becky to take it off of her at WrestleMania next year, so I'm sticking with the guns there. But
me too.
We'll see what happens.
It's with what, and we'll touch on something in NXT here in a minute. With what is left, and I hate to say it like that, on SmackDown, Ronda doesn't have an opponent.
She doesn't.
So
There's nobody left. I don't know who would challenge her.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Do we get Lacey Evans as a throwaway?
if I'm correct, they brought up, didn't they have Nikita Lyons there at Extreme Rules hanging out in the crowd along with Braun Breaker? Just kind of dropped some names there. So maybe they're going to bring her up. I don't know if she instantly challenges for the title, but if they're desperate enough, they might make the move, or maybe a trade of sorts, air quotes, happens with Raw to get some talent over there. Well, whatever happens with this whole thing that happened at the end might bring talent over. Who knows?
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
Slowly.
That's called a tease, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
Cross and Drew in a strap match. I love this. I you know what I loved about this? Michael Cole was going nuts. I love that he brought up Sting and Vader. Wanted to bring up Sting and Vader and Foley.
Yeah.
But Cole was Cole in this. And the match itself was great, but you know how I am. I listen a lot as well, communications-wise. This is where I feel was awful Vince's crap.
Yep.
I've seen it since Vince has left. No way in fuck you're bringing up Sting, who is a marquee person in AEW right now. As much as you love him or hate him, I hate him diving off shit, whatever. Yeah, he was in WWE. You don't bring him up anymore. He's dead to the WWE. To bring that up, though, this is trips, and this is what Cole is good for. So that gave it this match. Oh, by the way, the Ronda was 2.5.
Yeah, I was going to, but that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that added to the Cross and Drew thing. My beef is the ending was stupid.
Yeah, to be honest, I loved how they began it. I love that Cross avoided the strap, and that was a good beginning. Did we need the pepper spray from Scarlett? I'm with you with Cole's whole thing, but the pepper spray.
If you had it the whole time, now we're going to critique. If you had it the whole time, why the hell didn't you use it earlier so Karrion didn't have to take a little bit of a beating that he did?
Yeah, exactly. Use it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Or tie Drew up and then start spraying the shit out of him with pepper spray. Then you can take advantage of the situation and end it. It did not make any sense how the pepper spray played into this. And at the end, I thought it was just a bogus victory that I actually think took away from Cross winning this match.
Yep. Yeah.
I hated that. I love Cole's commentary, but that kind of soured the match for me. I could not. After that happened, it was like, this match just lost a little bit of mustard for beers for me.
I'm only going 3 on it because of that.
I was going 2.5.
Okay.
I almost went 2.
We're in the same ballpark.
Yeah, I almost went 2, but I'm like, it wasn't Living Ronda. Not saying Living Ronda was horrible, but at the same time, it just wasn't to that extent. There's some good moments in it. Cole's commentary, I think, is lifting it past.
I think it is. I really do. I really do.
Yeah. I love Cole's commentary.
Cole gets a point and they get a 2.
Yeah, Cole gets 6 points. I'm just giving him a full 6-pack on this one.
All right, deal. I'll step up with you there. Yeah, the pepper spray at the end, like I was so into it, and then pepper spray, I'm like, oh fuck, the strap had nothing to do with the match. Ooh.
And honestly, they didn't really use. I did not like the use of the strap at all. It just felt like it wasn't prevalent.
I'm a fan of the 4 corners. When you have this, you have to touch all 4 corners.
Yep.
And I know we always get the spot where somebody's carrying the other one, and the other person's still touching them, and it comes down to the last one. If we have to get that spot in, okay, fine and dandy. But the strap wasn't relevant, essentially, in this match. They beat each other with it. Yeah, you have to, because it's a strap match.
Right.
Make the finish with it.
Yeah.
And you didn't.
He could have did a cross jacket with that strap, and that would have made a whole hell of a lot of sense. And I still think it would have protected Drew without pepper spray. But it's just me.
Bayley and Bianca. This is where I said right off the bat, it's a ladder match. I said Nikita Lyons is there. There's no way in hell Bayley's winning. once they showed Nikita Lyons,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is pissing me off. They spoiled it already because that's who I think, on the flip side, maybe Nikita Lyons is Bianca's next. I don't think the whole Damage Control, as we move forward, is over with Bianca. I don't. And this is all as we're watching Saturday or Sunday morning. So I'm like, Nikita Lyons is getting a push. She's going to be. She doesn't just pop up on pay-per-view for nothing if you're not going to see her in the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
So that kind of made me mad. But holy shit, did they take some bumps?
They took a shit ton of bumps. Good Lord. The whole exchange in the corner and the outside, that fucking looked like it hurt. That elbow onto that ladder, that looked like it fucking hurt. Both of them. Because I think Bianca took it right to the ribs. And even with the snapback on that with the elbow, and I'm doing actions even though you guys can't see me. But the snapback for Bayley, just like, I'm wincing in pain. I'm like, that didn't look fucking good at all. No. But they took some nasty bumps, and more power to them. They brought it for this ladder match.
They did. Yeah. This is, to me, it's Bayley's best match since she's been back. You saw some of her snideness, her dastardly things. So I really enjoyed that. Jenks, I will still go to this. The first segment I had my hoodie on, which says I'm a hugger. That's my favorite Bayley still. Like, I wouldn't mind if that Bayley ever came back, and I hope someday it does. I'm still not sure about Damage Control. I want to pause for a second and say Dakota Kai was on a podcast or an interview or something. They said, hey, another member of Damage Control, and she brought up who was Kaylee Ray, and now she's Adrenaline Fire.
Aloha Fire or something like that. I can't remember what her name is now.
Brought up her name, but that would be cool. Well, clearly that was fed to her. So we're on the right path that somebody else is going to be there. I still think Candice fits more than Kaylee Ray, and I'm going to still call her Kaylee Ray. I think it fits more. I don't know. I think they need something. Like now. They have the tag team championship. But
yeah, I would agree with that. To me, I don't know if you think this or anybody in Can Crushers thinks this, but the end result with Damage Control is War Games. This is all ending at War Games.
Yeah.
So with Bianca and that, but I would agree with you. I think Candice is the opportunity. Is the best. You're not calling her the Poison Pixie still for no reason. She hasn't really made any intent known yet. She's just stood with Bianca and them against them, but I feel like the Kaylee Ray is more of a distraction effort or tactic. Clearly. Yeah. Like you were saying, the line was fed to her. Oh, say her. But at the end of the day, I feel like it is Candice. The question is, does the swerve happen at War Games or does it happen before?
I hope it's the same thing we predicted, because we both wanted to be the last person in the War Games for the heels.
Yeah.
Or the faces. For the faces, essentially.
Right.
And then she just turns on them.
Exactly. And it's a unique twist that, we saw something. We saw a turn with Dakota where she turned on everybody at the first Women's War Games. This is a different twist. They're entering the cage. But I think that also necessitates, for the first time, I think, in ever, the faces have to win the advantage for this to happen. And if that does happen, Mark, it's definitely Candice is turning on somebody. Or somebody in that group is turning and becoming a part of Damage Control. But I don't know. Some part of me is still saying we're not waiting that long for this fourth member to come out.
And then there's still stuff that goes on at the end of this that might be linked to this. Hold on, we're getting
everything links back to everything in this whole thing.
It really does right now.
Yeah.
It really does. Overall, 4 is where I'm going. I still don't think it beats the Donnybrook. It beats everything else.
Yeah. It's definitely the second best match of the night thus far.
Yes. We get the Finn and Edge, who I predicted last week was going to be the match.
Yeah.
But I called it exactly how it ended up. Maybe not that Ray came out and got but it exactly ended up where we were going.
Yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right. And it was, to me, it was kind of until the end when it started picking up with everybody coming out and then the whole Beth angle that played out at the end of the match. That's where it picked up because that's where the storytelling came back into play.
Right.
Once the storytelling element came back to play, beautifully done, and the finish was actually the best part of this match and was most executed to a T. I'm not surprised Finn walked away with this because it made the most sense. And as soon as Beth came out, I'm like, oh, this is how they're gonna fucking end it.
Yeah.
I didn't think
I never put two and two Beth.
I never thought Beth either. And I never thought Concerto to that extent. I thought they were we talked about the sacrifice, but we never thought about the Beth. And for some reason, I would have never thought Concerto. Because it now pulls Ripley back into the crosshairs.
Which about time.
Exactly, about time. But she can't be touched in WWE standards by the men. So it has to be a Beth comeback to attack her. So I guess the whole thing is, when is that comeuppance coming? Or does she just keep rolling forward and claiming victims until there is that
Survivor Series match
between Beth and her, or War Games?
War Games.
That's the difficult part. I mean, it could happen, but it eliminates
more to come from Monday.
Well, because of what happened Monday. Now there's 6 people that could be involved in this thing. 6 people that can be involved facing Judgment Day. And Judgment Day still doesn't even have a 4th member to make War Games happen. Because they're not going to throw Rhea in there. She will be a force in there, but they're not going to put her in that match.
Right.
So because of Monday, I didn't even expect that to happen.
It didn't either, but we're not there yet.
We're not even there yet. We still got to get through all this.
You're right about this match. It was slow, methodical, and I was like, this is the match that I said it's going to suck. And I didn't know that we were going to get story. The story saved this match.
Yeah.
What did you give it?
I gave it 3.5 because the story saved it, and Michael Cole at the end just running down Dominic beautifully told the story.
Yep, exactly.
Beautifully told the story.
I would 3.54 in in the middle there. Yeah. So still not great. Listen. I know we're giving it middle of the tier. The Donnybrook stole the show so far, but the stories are helping, so we see it. That's why we love this pay-per-view. We thought it was great. The matches, there was some weak points. Next up, we get Riddle and Rollins. This was just survival of the fucking fittest.
It was.
I didn't expect that to happen between those two. I didn't think it was going to be. It's not Ciampa and Thatcher.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was going to get close to it. And it got close to it.
It did, and they were doing some crazy shit. I got to give Daniel Cormier some props here, throwing his weight around and just pushing people against cages and say, you respect me. Yeah. I love that element right out the gate. I thought that told the story of you keep it on each other. It made it feel more important that there was somebody there, not in a sense to constrict what they did in the fight pit, but to bring the element of, I'm here to enforce the rule that is somebody's going to tap. I just love that element of it. But you're right. They were pushing each other to the absolute fucking limit. Rollins trying to stomp off the side of the cage.
The
Broton off the top. The pedigree on the top deck. It bar none was one of the most ridiculous kind of fight pits in the sense of they were pulling off shit that I'm like, are they going to go over the edge? Are they going to fucking flip off the edge on accident here? What's going to happen?
Yeah, I was worried a bit.
I was too, and I thought Riddle was going to throw Rollins at one point off the platform down to the ground, but then Rollins
Taker.
Taker in that, yeah. But didn't play out in that Broton, man. That looked like it just hurt like a mother.
Everybody involved.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, nobody walked away without bruises, broken rib, something. Some people got hurt.
To that extent, though, I don't think it beat the Donnybrook.
I don't either.
5.5.
Well, you gave the Donnybrook a 5. Okay.
Yeah, it's 4.5.
I'm giving it a 4. I thought it was on equal playing field as the ladder match for the women. I think the Donnybrook ran away with it, but I think the ladder match with women, it was right on par with that.
Okay. And then the extended goodbye.
It got me.
It what?
Yeah.
It got you?
It got me. Here's why. Because I was resigned that earlier in the night, they showed a video of a white rabbit for like half a second outside the arena. And I'm like, they're fucking trolling us. And I got pissed. And I was just laying on the couch like, God damn it, it's over. And fucking Triple H and his stupid, and I love it, his stupid trademark fake out got me again. It got me in NXT and it got me here. Yeah.
This was insane.
It was.
This was the moment. It's a 6, it's a 12, it's a 24, it's a 30. This gives the whole pay-per-view another couple points because of it. This was the greatest return I have seen. I'm going to throw it out there. It may have stolen the Crushy already.
I thought you were going to be mad at me because I was going to say the exact same thing. The way they built it up and the way they delivered it at Extreme Rules, best return ever. In my opinion, this was beautifully executed.
The characters in the crowd, and we'll get there. That's what you want. The characters in the crowd coming alive. I didn't notice the hints of essentially who they may or may not be the first time I watched it. That happened through the week. Honestly,
yeah,
really did. Because I was the mark.
Yeah.
Going, holy shit. Okay. And then I thought, wait, who's left in the ring? Is somebody still left in the ring? Are they going to run in and Riddle is left? I'm like, they're going after Rollins?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Because I thought Rollins was still there and they were just going to get him.
Yeah.
Which I'd be all right with their history. And I'm like, holy shit. And then, listen. The new Bray. Oh my God. Chill again right now. I loved everything about this.
I can't tell you how many times I watched that on TikTok, YouTube,
Right.
wherever they had it afterwards. And then the next day, like, picture this, folks. I'm on my couch. I'm watching NFL Red Zone. I'm like, fuck it, is Extreme Rules back on? Because I have to watch this again. I watched it again, and I kept watching it every couple hours because it was that well done. I didn't care about the pay-per-view at that point. It was what happened in that moment. Mark, you talked about them in the crowd, the characters coming alive. I got to take it back to the Firefly Funhouse being covered in cobwebs.
Yes.
That imagery there. Just saying it's been abandoned for so long and it's just nothing living has been in there since then. And then the tribute to Brody Lee where he opened the door. I didn't pick up on it at first till I saw somebody point it out. The bright light shining through. I think there was another tribute along the way with that. It was the Bludgeon Brothers mask that they used for Abby.
Yep.
The skull. But seeing that bright light, watching him walk into it, what is old is new again. It had that feeling of that cult mentality. He revealed himself, and I'm like, oh, he's home. And it warmed my heart while giving me goosebumps. That's how it chilled my skin, but warmed my heart seeing him back after everything he's been through, the firing, the loss of Brody, rebounding to get to WrestleMania, and then being just thrown aside basically by Vince to now be back. This was beautiful to see it. I could not stop finding clips and watching this over and over all week. I wasn't even looking for hints at who the characters were. The one I did notice right off the bat at Extreme Rules was Abby the Witch and the 2 titles.
Yep.
Because I thought that was odd. I'm like, there's no way somebody has enough money to bring 2 women's championships to the building. Why are those both there? That was the one I picked up right away. So
let's go there first.
Let's go there.
Funny. And I'm going to go right there.
Yeah.
Has her own things. It's funny that Alexa Bliss is injured right now.
Yeah. Real funny.
If it's not Alexa, I think we're all disappointed.
I would agree, because I feel like, and then the tweet afterwards, she could have said, "Oh, hey, Bray, it was hello, old friend. It wasn't anything else, but it was
oh my God, Bray's
back.
It
wasn't that. It was hello, old friend." That to me is telling me it has to be Alexa. There's too much coincidence with Abby the Witch there.
In the Liv thing, I think we're going to see a dark feud between those 2.
Okay.
I to get on a page or something, because Alexa's going to need somebody to battle.
Yeah.
Not going for a title right off the bat. I don't think we need to build these caricatures back up again.
Do you think they start unmasking them? Because obviously it'll be for you guys. Does it start at SmackDown last night for you guys? Tonight for us, because he's debuting. He's coming on SmackDown tonight. They've confirmed it. They've hyped it. Obviously, he's main event probably slot for SmackDown tonight. So,
regular,
is it
by the way?
Regular. Oh, very nice. I'm still on my Pumpkin Ale from Elysian Night Owl. But is it? Do they start tonight naming these people, or is it a couple weeks of we play this out a little bit for these characters?
Couple weeks.
Yeah.
I hope. Because I don't think we see Bray in a ring for a while as a match or anything.
No, I don't think so either. Bray's not wrestling until, God, I don't even know, maybe day 1, if that.
I'm all right with it. He doesn't.
I am too. He doesn't need to do anything. He doesn't need to be in the ring. He just needs to be a cult leader. That's all he needs to do.
Yeah. I loved every reincarnation of these guys too. Abby, we've seen Abby before, so that was kind of seen Abby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we knew what she was gonna look like. Huskus is fucking believable, man. Get ready, if Joe Gacy has to wrestle in that, and that's my pick for him. If Joe Gacy has to wrestle as Huskus, I feel sorry for you. But you may make the sleeve. I might have laser something to get Huskus on my arm.
That was the best.
I call Dan Lambert Huskus anymore because now I love Huskus.
I agree. I was going to say that was the best looking Huskus I've seen all year. And Dan Lambert tried his damnedest in AEW, but it's got to be Gacy. I don't see anybody else pulling that off. But man, if he's got to wrestle like that, I agree with you. That's going to be fucking insane to see him try to pull that off on a week to week. That's the other thing. Are they wrestling with the masks on, or is it just we're going to take the head off? It's only like a symbol type thing, like they did with the sheep masks. They did with all of that. It's a symbol of your allegiance. You're this person, and you have to wrestle with the head off. I don't know, but
I hope they attack at least once in a while with the whole garb on. Like I don't want these people are now going to be enshrined as these characters. Maybe enshrined's not the right word. I don't even remember how that even came in my head. But they're going to be enshrined as these characters. I hope we don't lose them. Like when they start dismantling their garb, and it's just Bray is, Bray, this new Bray, and Joe Gacy, and Alexa Bliss, and moving on to the next couple. But I'm like, I hope we don't go back to that.
I feel like we're not going to lose them in an aspect. I think they're picking the right people to play the parts because they can then still be engulfed in the parts as they're wrestling. Because you're right. If they pick the wrong people here, they're going to lose that personality they were supposed to be portraying and just start doing their own thing and being their own person. I think they picked the right people to start blending it together and making it work. However, is this long term? To your point,
It's not. It can't be long term. It cannot.
But
We love it right now.
Well, here was my point. You do these certain gimmick things, they become attached to your personality. Alexa can walk away from it. Joe Gacy, we've kind of known what he was doing in NXT. I don't know if he can walk away from it, but there's certain other people that I think, okay, you can kind of say, oh, well, they've always been in that picture, that realm. It's being careful with the NXT guys. I think is the big key here. And I say guys because I think there's someone else in this group that's from NXT. I think you have to just be careful because if you want long term for them to have their own characters, their own story, their own arc, and have them develop into their own characters, you have to find a way to break them out so that they can separate and leave this portion in the past as a great first step, but they have to be able to leave this in the past and become their own future characters if you have long-term plans for them as a future champion of some sort, doing a talent down the line that you want to utilize.
First through the buzzard. You go first.
I think it's Grayson.
Yeah.
He did.
Said maybe Dijakovic, or we know him though.
We know him.
Can't take T-Bar and make him.
I want them to take T-Bar and make him Dijakovic. That's all I want from that. Grayson, he did post a funny video earlier today, like messing with us, saying, "Oh, I'm not it." Like he was pretending to be it, and then he was like, "No," but he's just fucking with people now. I think it's Grayson, and I think that's a good way to bring him up. He's following a lot of these NXT guys. The two NXT guys I have are following the buzzard narrative. They're following the buzzard. They're following a way up to the main roster, and they're using Bray as that stepping stone. And they followed the cult. They got in line. Although it's followed the moth now. Apparently,
it is
logo is a moth now. So, I got Grayson. I do.
Like maybe that's a tattoo too.
They're supposed to buy a new T-shirt. It would have been the first WWE T-shirt I bought in about 3 years, something like that. Yeah.
I completely agree with you on that. Are we gonna get the Fiend all the time? I think I know who the Fiend was. Maybe who the Fiend is going to be when he comes. You may have not been that person.
I don't think a lot of the people were. I think some of the people were that person, and then I think some of the people were not the person they claimed to be on Saturday. Like Sister Abigail, Abby the Witch. I don't think that was Alexa. I think that was somebody else playing the part to get a little bit taller in stature in the crowd to kind of pop it a little bit. The Fiend is an interesting component because now I feel it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take this step back. My thought process went to each of these. We're calling it the Wyatt Six, the cult, the family. I actually think these are Wyatt's personalities that have finally split from the main Wyatt character. Firefly Funhouse was his split personality, kind of interacting with each other, talking to each other. Rambling Rabbit was that self-destructive run. Abby the Witch was the conniving one. Mercy the Buzzard. They all had their distinct personality. Huskus the Pig Boy was, he was he wanted to work out. He wanted to be big and strong, but he was still eating that chocolate. It was all part of the demented personality of him, and so was the Fiend. So my thought is this is all more personality based. And there's been some part of me, and I know we're talking about who these people could be. There's also a part of me that's just thinking these are all parts of his imagination that have just realized. And maybe it's not a particular person, but it's just his personality has finally, the split personalities have left his body, and now he's just Bray. Besides that point, I feel like we're gonna get the Fiend every once in a while.
I don't think it's. That's exactly what I was gonna say. I don't think it's Bo Dallas that is re-signing or coming or anything like that, because that was the one right off the get.
Yeah.
He was linked to that. I think it could have been Reggie in the outfit, or me, or you, or anybody.
Somebody, this is laughable, and I laughed when I saw it. Somebody was trying to tie Malachi Black to it, the Fiend, because of a neck tattoo. And I'm like, you could tie Cody Rhodes to the Fiend at that point if you're going to try that because of neck tattoos. Like, come on, guys. The other thing, I agree with you. I don't think it was Bo was the Fiend. I think Bo was Ramblin' Rabbit.
I do too. See, that's.
I don't know who the Fiend would be. I feel like the Fiend, though, could still be Wyatt.
Yep.
Because I still think that's the dangerous side of his personality, but we're not going to see it as often as we did under Vince. We're going to see it once a year, maybe, if that.
Yeah. Almost like what they did with Finn Balor, and then they killed the demon. They literally killed the demon.
They made him hunt the floor and then killed him.
The demon comes back, but yes, the Fiend will make an appearance every once in a while, and it'll just be Bray. It'll just be Bray.
Because I can't see that is Bray's baby.
Yeah.
In essence. And I can't see him pushing it on or having somebody take it over, even if it's his brother Bo. I just feel like, and I know you agree with me, but guys, I just feel like that doesn't make any sense. Fiend was his baby, his creation, his little child that he nursed into a beautiful, destructive hellscape force that it was. They tried to destroy it with red lighting and Roman beating him in 20 seconds and things of that nature, and Goldberg. I don't think it does. The Fiend is going to be that Finn Balor-esque character, like you said. I'm fantasy booking. Maybe we get a Demon Fiend match at some point to warm my little soul.
Awesome.
It would be fantastic.
Done though.
I would agree. Or we go back to the paranormal aspect of they're really following Finn for the Fiend, because there's still some we don't know what Judgment Day is doing.
We don't.
Why are they following Finn? Why is Finn the leader here? There's something going on. There has to be something going on there. But anyways, I digress. We're off of that. I agree. The Fiend has to be that piece of Bray that he goes back to when he needs to, and only when he needs to.
And then we spoiled it already. To not quickly wrap this up, but yeah, Rambling Rabbit,
Bo
Dallas.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only one that makes sense. They beat the shit out of this rabbit for 2.5 years. It's going to be his brother. Who do you think he beat up originally for their entire childhood?
Yeah,
it's life. It's brotherhood. So
the Rambling Rabbit, maybe when they're in feuds with somebody, he takes the losses.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to take a loss for them.
And it's going to be Rambling Rabbit.
Not going to be Bray for a long time.
And I don't think it's going to be anybody else but Rambling Rabbit.
Yeah.
But I will say this.
Ends in 6-man, 20-man, whatever man, yep. He's taking a loss.
Yep. I will say this, though. If they were going to debut anybody tonight, or for you guys last night, it would be Bo Dallas. I think they pull that card on Friday Night SmackDown with Bray. That's it. I don't think they.
Yeah, I don't think it's Alexa yet because she's hurt. And you guys didn't see me do air quotes, but she's hurt.
Alexa's for a long time. Gacy and Waller. I think it's going to be a slow build out for what it is.
Last ones. We have to have this fucking big uniform on all the time. I'm loving it.
They did it well. I tell you, it's going to be hard for a comeback of the year to beat that in the Crushes. I'm going to spoil some things right now. I'm going to spoil things now. There's no comeback. There's nothing that can beat the Wyatt right now.
Nope.
Absolutely nothing.
I agree. Overall for the pay-per-view, what do you give it out of beers?
Are we including the Wyatt or not?
Of course we are. That encapsulates the pay-per-view.
God damn it. All right, I got to go. Wyatt pushes it, though, at least a 5.
Yep.
Because I can't. If it's without Wyatt, I say 4. If it's with Wyatt.
If it's without 4, without Wyatt, it's a 3.5.
That's fair. I'm going 4 on that. But with Wyatt, it's at least a 5, maybe 5.5.
Yeah. I'll be Jenks and be that guy. 5 and 2 fifths.
5 and 2 fifths.
Yeah.
5 and 0.13.
Quarter.
5.08.
Yeah, 5.08. What's your blood alcohol of right now? Let's touch on Raw quickly, and then we'll probably blast through AEW. Man, Sami Zayn is fucking carrying the bloodline.
He fucking. Listen, Jay's got to start being Uzi at some point here. That's all I gotta say. Sami Zayn then handing out people that can say yeet and reluctantly naming Paul Heyman as one of those people. He's carrying the bloodline. He's fucking hilarious. How do I get Sami Zayn every night of the week?
I know. He was unbelievable.
I
didn't think it was gonna be Riddle. That's gonna be like first up for Roman, which whatever. We're gonna get there, but are you still on that? It's gonna be Sammy and KO to take the title off these guys. We have to get KO.
Yeah,
it's getting closer now.
I think it is.
Like fast forwarding when it gets close. They're like, all right, we're gonna fast forward this real quick.
Well, the beauty of Triple H is this is going to be a slow burn, right? But, excuse me, it has to be KO and Sammy. And I think Sammy's time with the Bloodline is coming way too quickly to an end. He's being too popular. Roman's making comments, even though he's pointing it at Jay. The loudest is the fool. There's too many comments being made, and I think it's after Saudi, after the Logan Paul thing. I'm not saying he's going to cost Roman the match. He might do something stupid during the match. It's going to piss Roman off, and I really feel like Roman is going to turn on Sami Zayn at that point.
Fast forward to the last match of the night, because Sami didn't get his job done.
Yeah, he didn't.
Against Riddle. And I love how the Usos wanted to help. But then Jay, if anybody, is probably second in line right now.
Yeah.
Being just a bastard. Hating Sami the whole. I love the spy versus spy. Remember in Mad where it was like the white spy and the black
spy.
Good versus bad, essentially all of that. That's all this storyline is right now.
Yeah.
And if you're a child of the 80s that got the Mad magazine, that's exactly where I put this. I'm like, you sons of bitches, you're going back to Mad Magazine for this storyline. That's what's in my head. I love it because I'm that simple, and it's working.
They have the right two people involved to make it work with them. And the beauty of it is Jay went through everything with Roman. When we talk about everything, he fought Roman. He contested Roman as the head of the table. He was there in the trenches when Jimmy was gone. Then he finally came in the line, and everybody started falling in line after Jay. So it's beautifully done. So it's very natural, whether you want to admit it or not. Jay is technically second in command of that group.
Yeah.
And it's very natural that he is very skeptical of what Sami Zayn is bringing to the table. He's all flash, no circumstance type thing. What's he doing? They just picked the right people. The spy versus spy analogy. I was looking for what was a perfect antidote for that. I think that's the perfect one because it's really they want to do what's best for the family, for the bloodline potentially, but they're both very skeptical of each other, and they know the other one could cost the family at the end of the day. So.
It's going to be Sami.
Is it? No, let me ask you this, because I keep thinking about this. I keep rolling through this. Is Sami scheming? If he is, what is he scheming for? Or do you think he's just like, I just want to be accepted by Roman, and I'm just in this group for acceptance?
He's aloof. He just wants to be accepted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's scheming yet.
I think he was scheming.
That you bring up, that's when a scheme may happen.
Yeah. I feel like he schemed when he first joined the group,
Yes.
but he has become accustomed, or for some reason loves being a part of the
He's
group.
an honorary oos.
He's an honorary oos
You want to be an
now.
honorary oos?
Yeah.
And get oosy with it?
Yeah, you gotta get oosy with it. So now he's fully bloodline. He loves it. And that's why in 3 weeks it's gonna hurt when we see him getting decimated by Roman in the bloodline.
Well, he's not going Saudi.
That I'm saying it's gonna happen. Oh, that's true. He's not going Saudi. Well, neither is half the Usos, or the whole Usos.
Solo's probably gonna be the only one there.
And Heyman probably.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Does it happen before Saudi?
I don't know.
I think it happens around that time. There's got to be something. There's got
shit, Sherlock.
Well, yeah, I get that.
I think somebody wins the Super Bowl in February too.
Well, that's fair, but I'm trying now to picture what the scenario would be that it happens in. Is it Sammy fucks up beforehand, or is Sammy fucking up after, or is Roman just gonna, like, maybe it becomes too close to call and says, you guys weren't there for me, and then he just takes out Sammy as a sacrificial lamb type deal. That's kind of where my head's playing out, is how this is going to break down, but it has to be revolving around Saudi at some point.
Yeah, some funny business has happened. I think it happens after.
Yeah, and let's be...
I'm saying that maybe... I don't know. This isn't a prediction. This is a thought right now. Maybe Paul wins by disqualification. Or there's a double disqualification. I don't know. I hope Roman this is a 3-second match.
Yeah, me too. What I will say is this. Maybe it's too close to call, but Roman still wins. He walks out and says, you three weren't there. I know you two couldn't go. And he goes, you chose not to go. And that's what determines Sammy's fate.
Are they
like that
type of thing? Could go? Like that's saying, okay, felons, you're not allowed to leave the States.
As much as hitting the nail on the head there, I feel like they would play that card in this whole thing.
Trips should,
and I think he would. And it would feel right in line with what the bloodline type thing. Because let's be honest, this is like a mafia movie right now. And if your godfather, who is Roman, isn't saying shit like that to fucking say, you were supposed to be there, but you couldn't go, or like just call out the faults of those underneath him, we're missing a whole fucking story thread here. Like, they need to pull that thread and say, play it. They can't go. That's why you had to depend on Solo. They can't go. But you should have went to Sammy. He chose not to go. You can pull the card and then end it at that point. I don't think, I want to lay this out for everybody here now. Logan Paul is not winning this title at Saudi. 100%. He's not winning.
He better not.
If he does, we got problems. But I don't think Logan Paul is winning a title at Saudi. But to Mark's point, it's officially ending. It's either too close. It was too close for Roman's comfort, or there's double disqualification. Roman gets disqualified. Something happens here that fucks with the timeline and pushes this to happen, pushes this forward.
You saw this week that Rock said he's actually the head of the table, right?
I see that, yeah.
Okay, that's something that we had to talk about. Like, okay, it's happening now. Like, he doesn't say that without knowing that he'll be off April, blah, 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 or March, blah, 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 whatever the hell WrestleMania is offhand. He doesn't say that without knowing that he can do this.
Exactly. This is planting the seeds going forward for WrestleMania.
Next time you hear from Rock, we'll be at Royal Rumble.
Rumble, yeah. And I think, and get ready for this one, I don't think this is a title match. I think Roman's losing at day one. I'll call it now. Day one, whoever the day one opponent is, that's where Roman's losing at.
Side note, Cody Rhodes is healing faster than anybody could imagine.
Yeah, imagine that.
He'll be back by January.
You think there's a open challenge in day one, which is in Atlanta, right? I feel like that's in Atlanta. Huh.
Hard times.
Hard time, yeah.
Yeah. Brotherhood won't be there. Gargano Theory match was good. I mean, we don't have to cover matches. We're getting on WWE. Good. We get the Ray versus Gable and Otis. I was reading some stuff. Thank Tripp for having Gable and Otis on every week. Not an Otis fan, huge Gable fan. Keeping them relevant. Something needs to happen with the Alpha. Please give Gable his own time and let him be a U.S. champion maybe next or whatever. It just, the Alpha is officially done. Like, nobody gives two shits. They like to shoosh, but they just don't go together anymore. It's just not working. And I hate to say this, Al Snow says if you're always on TV, you're making something. You're both the bums of Raw right now. They're package Gable again into Kurt Angle's son. Should have fucking happened 10 years ago.
I will die on that sword. I agree. Chad Gable needs to be fighting for U.S. titles, Intercontinental titles, whatever titles you want to give him. And he should have been doing it 4 years ago with Kurt Angle's blessing as his son. Otis doesn't do anything. Like, I don't know what Otis was last relevant to get powerbombed by Strowman. That's exactly it. He's a boulder that stands outside the ring. Listen, I'm a big guy too, but Otis doesn't carry any weight to this. It's all Chad Gable. So just let Chad be on his own and let Otis do something else. Let Otis be Huskus if you want. I mean, I don't want it to be, but at this point, let him do something else and bug Chad Gable. Let Gable go out on his own and spread his wings.
So that brings us to the Finn being MC Hammer being too legit to quit.
He's too legit to quit.
If he doesn't come out to that at some point, I'll be so bad. I don't tweet much during shows. I don't know why I was up to watch this Monday night. I watched, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of long before I went a GIF or whatever of MC Hammer saying, if this isn't, the way that Finn comes out next week, I'll be pissed. And it was just too legit to quit.
It has to be parachute pants and everything for Finn to come out.
Parachute pants were comfortable, man. I'll tell you, I wore them.
They look comfy. Hey, listen, they look comfy.
AJ comes out. I knew he wasn't joining.
Yeah.
But I didn't know I knew they were kind of done with Impact, but I thought they're floaters. Referring to Gallows and Anderson, the OC, whatever the hell you want to call them, the Good Brothers. And I'm like, they're going to float. They're going to do whatever. I didn't expect them coming back to WWE.
Well, not after what Carl Anderson said, 3 years ago? They were done. They were never going back. Yada, yada, yada. I heard the rumblings, or I saw the rumor spill late Monday afternoon. OC was potentially coming back to WWE, but it would be within the next month or so. Not
or so.
It's leaked. Yeah. It's not leaked, and it's 6 hours later that they showed up. I was surprised by that. I'm also surprised they're back because I thought for sure Carl Anderson was a man of his word and was saying, nope, we're never going back. We're done with it. But Mark,
never is not a word in wrestling.
Never is not a word in wrestling. It's just not. I just want to see what they can do now because I was too inspired by their last run in WWE. So what kind of impact are they making this time? And I know it wasn't their fault. You could call booking. You could do whatever. They had a hot start, and then it kind of fizzled out because they just had nothing better to do. What are they going to do now? They have a great hot start here with AJ backing him up against Judgment Day. Are they going to be in War Games, or is it going to be Edge and Ray and AJ and somebody else in War Games? To me, this is the War Games match. I don't anymore think the Bloodline's going to be in War Games. I think this is Judgment Day.
Me too.
In their group of haters coming against them.
Who the hell is joining Judgment Day? And maybe not joining,
but one-off.
Associating with them for the next month. You have to start planting that seed
now.
Monday. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, because I don't know who would be the one. It's not like Karrion Kross is just going to show up and do this now. I don't know who it is.
And if it's 4-on-4 or 5-on-5, all right, Ray, Edge, in the OC. Now the Judgment Day needs 2.
Yeah.
So
Who you adding?
I don't know. And then you have Ripley and Beth involved now. Now there's too many pieces to the puzzle.
I think that one's easy to. I think Rhea and Beth might be easy to distinguish, because I feel like Rhea's going to be outside feeding weapons or some bullshit, and Beth's going to come out and attack her at the end of the match. I feel like that would be how that plays out, which is easy. But who's the tag team? So in my mind, for Judgment Day, it's a tag team that's coming out to join them, not just 2 one-off people.
Right.
But who is it? There's nobody. There's no tag teams left.
Yeah, give me a tag team.
Yeah, exactly.
The War Raiders?
Maybe. They're not doing anything on SmackDown. It's not going to be Street Profits. It's not going to be. I've run out of tag teams. Yeah. It's not going to be R-Truth and Shelton Benjamin, who are now together on Main Event. It's not going to be them. I don't know.
Pieces. Bayley and Candice. Candice gets the win. Miz's birthday party. Okay. Yeah, that was all. Almost again. Nobody cared. You get the replay of Bray. I watched it again and again.
Yeah.
Then we get Bob and Seth. And now Bob and Seth's coming up next. Bob is now in the ring for 20 minutes. One of those spots. Bob comes out. We get 17 fucking promos. We got to go to another commercial. What is Bob doing in front of the crowd for 17 minutes?
I'm assuming he's posing, or he's doing he's doing bench presses for one of the cameramen, just huffing and puffing, getting those gains out in front of the crowd.
And you're just listening to his song for 17 minutes.
Apparently.
Ugh. And then before Seth comes out, holy shit. This isn't when Brock Lesnar comes back.
No, but he would have thought that the fucking Viking cowboy himself fucking saddled up and came back for. Well, we know why he came back and when this is going to happen, but
it's all about the money.
It's all about the money. He got F5 Bob. And now we got a big meaty men slapping meat match for Saudi Arabia.
I don't know if I'm excited for it. I don't think Bob wins. Well, I'm having a wrestling match. Well, I'm not having a wrestling match, but there's a wrestling match happening in my living room right now.
I'm about to have one. Bailey's staring at me intently. She's up to something. Probably wants food. But this has to be Brock's win. He's got to get one back, right?
Yeah.
It's right down the middle. There's nobody going to interfere. It's Bob versus Brock. Mano y mano.
Yeah. I mean, it literally is 2 favorites.
Yeah.
Just fighting.
Yeah. It's just a brawl for 10 minutes.
It just could be 2 big, beefy men slapping meat. Like, is Brock bad because he beat up the face Bob? Or does Bob get pissed?
I think Bob gets pissed. I don't think we get a bad person in this.
I don't either.
I think it's just 2 beefy men slapping meat. That's what it is. It's pride. It's all about pride. And then if Brock wins, are we seeing a third at WrestleMania? Because I think you got to break the deal here, right? Got to have the grudge match.
You would think.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, can this carry to WrestleMania?
I think it can. Mano y mano, pride. Bob's prideful. Brock's prideful.
Hey.
Brock, oh boy, they're getting really heated over there. And let's not forget, Mark, Brock doesn't show up. Brock only shows up once in a while, so this can carry because Bob can be left in the dumps, and then Brock shows back up right before Mania, so it can carry because of that.
Yeah. After Saudi, Brock's gone again until Rumble. They meet in the Rumble. They both scuffle and they both eliminate each other.
Yep.
And
then
then
it's
Mania.
yeah, exactly.
And Bob's is beating up Otis and me and you.
Yeah, beating up schmucks on the way to Mania, getting built up, and then Brock shows up 3 weeks out.
Or do we get a 3-way between all the big men and Omos gets involved?
Oh,
My God.
that would ruin it. That would ruin it. If they're gonna do that, put Braun in there at least. I would rather see Braun Strowman in that triple threat than Omos. Just because of what happened the last time.
Hornswoggle in there instead of Omos.
I'm throwing Braun just because the last time he fought in a triple threat against Brock, he kneed him on accident, and then Brock went ham on him. So
finally, DX comes out to close the show. They're great. They have the Jeep. They give a shout out to China. Road Dogg does his shtick. I love Corey Graves, but fuck you, Corey Graves. Working with office supplies.
I mean, that was the best way to put that. Selling office supplies somewhere. It was the best. How else were you going to address it? People knew who it was. They know where he's at. I would not have said it that way. I laughed at the line. I agree the sentiment, and I said, "Fuck, what the fuck? Fuck off." But at the same time, I'm laughing because it was the most hilarious thing they did the entire night.
That was nothing. Like, I'd rather have had DX start the show than end it.
Well, and they kind of did with the cursing thing at the beginning of the show. I mean, that was a little funny. It wasn't that great. I mean, they played the cock thing up, and then they did their whole "no God fucking damn it" type thing, which was fine. But Mark, it just felt like they were missing an element of themselves, and it's because the element was in AEW. I feel like,
I agree.
And who would have thought Daddy Ass was going to be that big of a part of a group to kind of make us be like, huh, this is not complete. This doesn't feel right.
And I'm disappointed in the crowd.
Yeah.
You had every opportunity. Last week, 2 weeks ago, I bitched at you about hijacking. What? This would have been the perfect time to go. Maybe not even say it. Just go.
You had the platform. They gave you the opportunity to say his name. You could have said, "Oh, scissor me, daddy."
Yeah.
And that would have stole the show. But no, we decided to play it cool.
Yeah.
To say his name. Yeah, play it. Yeah, tonight. Where were they again on Monday?
I don't remember.
I don't know, but fucking goddamn it, pull together.
The ball.
They knew, but they were in Brooklyn. This should have happened in Brooklyn.
Oh yeah.
You're in Brooklyn. Fucking say it.
You guys are tough there.
Shit.
You guys.
If it was in Philly, if they did in Philly the night before, they wouldn't have left there without scissoring somebody. That's for damn sure.
Or Chicago.
Brooklyn. Step up your fucking game, man.
On that note,
we're
going to take a break. We'll be back with AEW.
Well, let me tell you, brother. Ravishing Randy Hogan here, NWA WCW star, and I'm coming at you from the Can Crushers, baby. #1 podcast in the whole world, brother. Let me tell you, old school stories, not the same info, not the same questions, coming at you on a regular basis. And what you going to do when Can Crushers and Randomania run wild on you, brother?
Welcome back, brother, to Can Crushers podcast.
Like you just threw up.
I did, a little bit in my mouth. I had a better one, and I could not remember it for the life of me as soon as we started. So we're going with that one.
There's going to be a lot to talk about on SmackDown as it starts right now, but AEW time. What the hell is happening? I hate this. Listen. We both missed Battle of the Belts and Rampage last week. We're not going to lie to you guys. We want to be transparent as we can. I just couldn't find time to watch it because I had so much going on. And I don't even know if I recorded Battle of the Belts. And I did.
Yeah, I will tell you this. I realized, we got a parking lot incident. I was trying to record and everything was freaking out and would not allow me to record anything. So shit went down the tube quick.
Gary Brock looks like he got shot in the face.
I know. I thought his arm was like blood coming off because it's got red in his jacket. But anyways, hey, AEW, we're talking AEW. Guys, we didn't watch Rampage last week. Just happening.
Or Battle of Belts. But we both discussed after, watching highlights or recapping, really the only thing that happened in Battle of Belts is Nyla Rose took the title from Jade.
Yeah.
Not winning it, just took it.
Just took the title. And I was concerned. I'm like, holy shit, did I miss? She lost the title. And I was reading it. I'm like, wait a minute, she only stole the title. Well, what the fuck's going on here? So just a new element to the story.
Something to do with both of them.
I completely agree. It's something unique with the title now, but at the end of the day, Jade's winning this title. There's no way Nyla's beating her. But so.
Right. Hey, Renee Paquette.
Back.
About 5 minutes before the show, they announced she signed with AEW.
Yep.
And then boom.
She was there.
They didn't use her well the first night.
No, I'm wondering what kind of plans they have for her. Are they going? I think she's going to end up being on tonight's Rampage a little bit, or there's something. She was going to have an interview or something. So she's just going to be an interviewer. She's doing a podcast. What's she doing with AEW that they brought her in to do? It's going to be interesting to see how they utilize Renee. But I'm glad to see her back in the wrestling business. It makes sense. It's with AEW. So I'm excited to see where it goes from here.
On the same note, then the day later, Renee Paquette was announced that, she's going to be with her husband at Steel City Comic Con.
Did not see that news.
Right now, just to bring this up, if I go to Steel City Comic Con, okay, The Undertaker's there. It's like $175. Moxley I didn't even look into, but Renee is going to be there now. That's just me. Everybody from Christmas Vacation, that stupid fucking Christmas movie that a lot of human beings besides myself like, including my wife. Chevy Chase is going to be there. The wife's going to be there. The car is going to be there. And, you can do everything with all. If we go, we're going to have to take a loan out. And it's legit a week after I get back from WrestleCade.
Oh, my God.
Which, to bring it back to the beginning of the show, to get back from WrestleCade, I'm pissing in my car to get back. So, Kelly, if you made it this far, which you haven't, I don't think we can go.
Is it... Are you going to have to shit in your car, and it's going to have to be shitters full to get back, or what? I mean, what's the game plan?
I have no clue. Not a clue. Back to AEW.
Yeah.
Christian comes out, brings out Luchasaurus. Squash, essentially.
Yeah.
Is this where we get just Jack Perry now? I think AEW is going to be full of more questions and talk about matches for me. Is this where we just get Jack Perry coming and the Jungle Boy is done?
I think it has to be. He's handcuffed with this gimmick a little bit, and I think we need to see the more serious side of Jack Perry, and that's kind of what people have been really scratching for and wanting, is to have that serious Jack Perry character. So I'm hoping so, but I think it might be a slower transformation because they're trying to stretch this out till Christian's back, I feel like. So it's going to be a slow evolution to that Jack Perry. But this is the catalyst.
For a couple weeks again.
Yeah, this is a catalyst for it. He's going to be gone for at least 3, maybe 4 weeks, whatever you want to go with. I just don't see him being around that often. Maybe Full Gear he comes back.
I was going to say, is he back by Full Gear?
Yeah, maybe. I think Luchasaurus has some sort of one-off match. Even the Luchasaurus part's killing me because I feel like he needs a gimmick change too.
Yeah.
But how do you do that living up to a Lucha type character in that without removing the mask? You know what I mean? How does that go?
He needs to disassociate from everybody involved in this, or first off.
Yeah.
Maybe Jack gets his comeuppance, and he's going to have to. Well, I don't know if we get Jack and Christian at Full Gear.
Oh, we won't. No, Christian's out for at least 6 more months, something like that. Okay. I think this is such a slow build that it's going to be an evolution that maybe Revolution, we might get that blow off. And that's even an early estimate, I feel like.
QT is amazing. He hates Warjo as much as I do. he thinks it's a stupid name. I agree. It's creative's fault. I despise it.
Yeah.
Warjo destroys QT and Camarado.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe because from what I read, I don't know if the Embassy is going to get a lot of love. And I was sad about this. Because Christian Cage, Brian Cage, I was pumped about last.
Yeah. I thought this is going back to, I feel like they're just giving this team something to do. They're giving the Embassy something to do. For now, they're going to go away, and then whenever they start up the big ROH product, the Embassy comes right back into the fold. I think what we're going to see is they're going to start bringing back ROH characters or tag teams, just have them cameo for a week or so, get fans familiar with them, pull them back, bring somebody else new in as they build up their brand for whenever the potential kickoff for the ROH program is. The TV deal, whatever it is. So I just think that's kind of where it's trending to right now. I thought the Embassy was going to get more. They're probably going to get beat tonight in the 6-man tag or last night for you guys. So yeah.
Because Sean Spears comes back as the perfect 10.
Yeah, the perfect 10. We didn't get a blow off of the accountability buddies there. They just kind of shook hands and they're good now.
So I figured Sean Spears was taking time off because
he's having a baby.
You were really fucking close to being due.
Yeah. I thought so too, and I thought he was gone, but maybe they just need some baby money till then. Not to be that way, but
it was all in Toronto. Maybe this is the only time we see him again for a while.
That could be. It could be that he wanted to wrestle in Toronto. They gave him the one-off, which is perfectly fine. I just want more substance around Wardlow.
FTR?
Well, the FTR thing I get. It's the Wardlow piece of this. Yeah. There's a lot of history with Sean Spears and Wardlow, let alone Wardlow and MJF.
Yeah.
And you're just going to throw them together and they're supposed to shake hands and trust each other and that. And they hugged it out and all that. I just want a little more substance, a little more. Let's talk this out.
Maybe we got it last night. We don't
know yet. Maybe we do. We'll have to wait and see. But I just wanted a little more substance from it, either in the moment or in the back afterwards.
Did you care about the Swerve and Billy Gunn match? I hate to say it that way.
No, I care more about Smart Mark Sterling stealing the trademark of Scissor Me.
And one of Can Crusher Nation's friends, Megan Nelson, knows the lawyer. This is legit. This is a shoot. That did that for Mark Sterling.
Really?
Talk a little bit. Let me find it.
Oh my God. To be honest, when they announced this match, did not give a shit about it to begin with. It was just it was going to be a one-off match. But the trademark, man, that killed me. Now we're going to play. Is it going to be like a trademark on a pole match at Full Gear, where the Acclaim have to get it off the ladder or something? I don't know. I just feel like I don't know where the end game is. And it feels like it's at Full Gear with this whole trademark infringement thing. What do you got?
She said she blamed, because I put on the old Facebook page, the Acclaim no longer allowed to use Scissor Me phrase or gesture. Megan wrote, I blame Mike Dawkins. And then she PM'd me and told me this whole da-da-da-da. Then it's confirmed because Mike Dawkins writes back, guilty. I don't know who the hell Mike Dawkins is from Sam, but this guy is a lawyer. He does shit like this. So Mike Dawkins is the man to blame for working with Mark Sterling.
Mike, you're killing me here.
You're killing me, Smalls.
You're killing me, Smalls. That's terrible. How dare you steal the...
How many people know that on a fucking podcast?
That's breaking news. Good job. I mean,
I didn't even dig. They just gave it to me. IWC. It's a family.
the connections.
But back to the original thing. QT, you're right. I hate Warjo.
Yeah.
I love both of them. Why not call the Dahmers or the mass murderers or something?
Wait a minute. You jumped all the way back to QT hating on Forjo when we were talking about the Acclaimed and fucking Swerve and that. Yes. So we know what each other hated the most this week.
That, yes. So what are we gonna get? Like, clearly we're fighting over this. I agree with the whole scissor me and whatever.
Is it on a poll? It's not Tony Neeson. What's the other guy's name? Josh Woods. Is that who it is? Yeah. Are we getting that tag team? Or are we getting Swerve and our Glory again? I don't know.
We're not gonna get FTR.
Yeah, we're definitely not getting FTR for some fucking reason.
MJF is money. We know this. I just want to reiterate it week after week after week after week. Strike 2 on Carlton Banks.
Thanks. Yep.
The firm is going to be quick-lived. Like, this is going to be over quickly.
It legit seems like it because they're fucking done with it. I think the only one that's going to make it out with MJF is Morrissey at this point. And that's going to be his heavy hitter. And that's it. Like,
and I'm all right with that.
I'm all right too.
I don't want to see, like, Moriarty needs stuff to do. Like, people still don't know about Lee Moriarty.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but being a Pittsburgh guy, I know what he can do. He still has not been given his full reign. Like, him and Garcia. Let's go.
Yeah.
By the way, I feel strawberries. I've drank all 4.
Oh, very nice. I have not refilled. I have water. But got
that too. Circle. You guys can click on it and save $5 off of your first purchase.
Mason jar full of water. There's no purchase. It's just mason jar full of water. But anyways, I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about. Oh, MJF and that. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like Moriarty and a lot of those guys are like being held down a little bit until they can finally move like Jericho out and like those bigger, older guys, they can start moving them out so that they can build these guys back up. Because remember, we talked about Moriarty for maybe the BCC at one point trying to bring him up. So there's opportunity there, but there needs to be room on the roster for these guys to grow and flourish and actually get away from the ceiling that they're imposed in right now.
Tony's in the ring doing the whole promotion, Mox and Hangman. Cool little promo. I mean, it wasn't the greatest, wasn't the best. I mean, it sold that next Wednesday is going to be pretty damn cool.
I thought it was...
Or actually Tuesday.
Yeah, it's Tuesday. Remember, it's Tuesday next week because of basketball next week.
Yeah.
Basketball starts next week, so it's Tuesday. I enjoyed this promo because I feel like it's the best one Page has done in several months.
Yeah.
Probably since his world title reign, to be honest. So I love this promo for him. It sets up the match next week. I don't think it puts the match next week in any doubt because it's definitely MJF versus Mox at some point for that title, probably at Full Gear.
We get a tease, though, I'm saying.
We're getting a tease definitely next week.
Next match, Jericho and Danielson, part 3 for the ROH title. I fucking loved this match. Loved it.
The match.
Everything about it.
The match was great. Garcia. I think Garcia's in business for himself. I don't think he has loyalty with Jericho, and I don't think he has loyalty with Danielson. How that plays out, I don't know, but I just feel like Garcia is a man by himself right now, and he's not fully in with the JAS. Mannerisms are telling me that he's not.
And he's definitely not in with the BCC.
He's definitely not in with the BCC, but he's definitely not in with the JAS. He's playing a game here, and I think he's playing a game to get the ROH title off of Jericho.
Right, but he loses the pure title first.
He has to. So
he
doesn't
have to.
Well, he doesn't have to, but does he lose it to Danielson?
Yes.
Yes, at Full Gear, right?
Yes.
And then I think winter is coming, or somewhere around New Year's Slam, we're going to see him start challenging for that ROH title.
Right.
And that's
because
when he takes
Jericho has 2 months of still pissing on this title.
Yes.
We really need this.
Exactly.
And I think it builds up. Everybody loves Garcia. Loves him. He's a wrestler. Yes, all of that. Cool. I love all of that. He's going to take some bumps now for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to be like, oh, you beat this person and this person and this person. Because let's pause for a second. What's come out? We both said maybe it's going to be Adam Cole. Holy shit, I didn't know this concussion was this bad.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. It's severely bad. Like, this is
Life, I don't want to say life or death, but
it's life-changing.
Yeah.
It's life-changing and life as you know it threatening right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So keep Adam Cole, baby, in your prayers. Hopefully he comes back into the ring. If anything, I don't mean if anything, he lives life. Because it's fucking crazy. When did this happen? Did he really? And I don't think we're getting work. Did he really take a belt? Did it just hit the wrong spot? I mean, these are all theoretical questions that we don't know. Like, holy Christ.
Yeah. I think it just, I'm trying to remember when the last time we saw him was, because I remember us saying he took a shot in the, was it against Joe?
Was that it was a 4-way match.
It was a 4-way match at Forbidden Door. That's right.
Yeah.
He took that shot. And I remember us saying, my God in heaven, he got rocked by that. It was that bad and it looked that bad. But again, it's where you hit someone on the head too. Some parts of the head are structured a little more to take more impact as opposed to others. And if it hit him in the right spot, like you're alluding to, it knocked his bell completely off. It's not even ringing right now. It's just on the ground.
Yeah.
When he got hit. So hopefully, and I'm praying for him, that Adam Cole can come back from it. But we might not see Adam Cole in a ring, and he might actually just need to be a manager if he's going to be in the business. I'm not hoping for that. I don't want to say that. I want to see him in the ring. I want to see Adam Cole back. I want to see Bebe. I want to boom with as loud as people can get. But it's going to take time.
Yeah.
He's got to heal.
So, not shifting it weirdly, but shifting it, which shifts, it is definitely Garcia that takes off Jericho now.
Yep, exactly.
It's going to be somebody old it's going to be this new era of ROH led by Garcia.
And I love it.
And I love it. This is where we essentially find out about Nyla Rose having a TBS title, and we're like, what the fuck? She's going to fight Anna Jade tonight, yesterday. There's no possible way. Jade's interfering in this, I would imagine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
We get Britt and Hayter against Tony and Sheeta. It was a good match. I don't want to say great match. It was a good match. I got more from Britt probably 2 hours on Twitter saying this is going to be that you're promoting this match because Tony Storm has had 6 different tag team partners in the last 6 weeks. She ain't wrong.
Shitstorm is the just next iteration of Tony Storm's tag partners. That's all it is. I've been sitting on that since Wednesday. Yeah, you're welcome. So she's not wrong. But to be honest, this doesn't really do anything except extend the rivalry another week. I wasn't enthused by this match, to be honest. I was kind of like, okay, we have a good match.
Yeah, it was a good match.
It was a good match. It wasn't anything special or over top. I just get to say Sheetstorm now, and I'm good with that.
I thought this had all the writings. Like, Britt isn't in the title hunt. Like, Britt, it's a Britt and Saraya coming forward.
Yeah.
Why didn't that happen? This is another great match to extend that. And now Hayter. By the way, if you're you're on your way to Baltimore right now to Celeb Fest, I don't know what number it is. Jamie Hayter's not going to be there as you're listening to this on Saturday or Sunday because she has visa issues getting out of Canada.
Really? I did not hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So, I mean...
So is Hayter stuck in Canada for now?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully
she is not getting out. She's not going to be in, essentially it's Baltimore, Maryland, the outskirts or whatever. She's not going to be at Slugfest the weekend because she can't get out of Canada.
Wow.
Yeah. This could mean more.
Yeah.
Listen. The frat that wrestled in IWC, they're from Toronto area, had these issues. It was a year before it was rectified before they could come back to IWC.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe because they're indie people and maybe Tony's got a little more clout than, IWC or whatever to move this along. But we see this with Pac, that he's gone on months on end because of this.
Yeah.
This could be changing now Full Gear.
Yeah, because I think we both thought it was Hayter and Storm at Full Gear.
We would think Britt and Saraya then. Or we save Britt and Saraya for the next one.
You might have to, because if Jamie can't get out of Canada, you got to do something, and Britt's the only logical one next in line. So
at least you have Saraya there to cause Britt the match then.
Exactly.
That.
Exactly.
And does nothing for Tony. And I don't mean it mean, but does nothing for Tony.
It doesn't, because Tony's just stuck in is just there. Tony's not benefiting from this at all. Tony only benefits if she gets a match with Hayter. But even then, we don't know if she's going to lose to Hayter or if she's going to keep the title. And until she faces Thunder, who we don't even know is coming back, because her back issues seem to be a lot worse than we've been led to believe.
Yeah.
And I mean, the perfect storm would have been, I think it was, they're in San Antonio, like right before the New Year.
Perfect storm.
Yeah. Thank you. I didn't even mean to make that pun, but it's a perfect storm that I think they were going to be in San Antonio right before the New Year. So it made sense for her to come back. But if Thunder's down with a back injury, she ain't going to be able to come back. There's a lot of turmoil right now in the women's division. Mark, could we see almost acceleration of Jade at this point? Because they kind of don't have anybody. They're starting to run out of females to run at the title.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on with these two. I'm done at this point.
Mine started too. I don't know what she would hear.
I would have to imagine you take Britt and Saraya away from it for a while.
Yeah.
No disregard. They're gone. Hayter's in Canada. If she's stuck in Canada, if she gets sent back to fix her visa issues, months. Okay, who do we have? You said maybe Nyla doesn't win the title. I'm going to go the other way. I don't mean, Jade can get pushed even losing the title.
Yeah.
Up to Tony as a one-off, and I don't think we get Jade 2 belts. I really don't. But her taking a loss to Nyla hurt. I mean, listen, damn it, I have to stop saying that because I say it every time. Thunder's on the shelf. Hayter's stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Britt and Saraya are together. Tony has nobody. Nyla and Jade are together.
We lost you completely, by the way.
Really?
Yep, there you are now. I don't know what the hell happened.
I don't know. It was a thunderstorm. I just went off on a rant and named everybody. Like,
yeah,
who's fighting Tony and or Jade? I mean, we have Nyla and Jade. That's maybe 2 weeks.
That's it. It's what do we have? I'm right there with you. From what I think, this is. You're right. I mentioned we thought Nyla was going to lose it. I don't think we do know that. I think Nyla has to win it now. it's a valid point. I mean, which, to be honest, that's kind of a legitimate way for Jade to lose. Let's be honest. Nyla's former AEW's women's champion is obviously the native beast. It's in her name. She's a very dominant competitor when she's in matches. She's a great heel. Might not be a bad move to let Jade drop it. Hook her by crook. You have Vicky Guerrero out there. The baddies turn on her. I don't know. You find a way to protect Jade. I don't think Jade suffers too much from losing the TBS title to Nyla and then going on to facing Tony. I do think she'd have to beat Tony, though.
I would agree.
She can't be left on it. She can't lose. So
yeah, 2 losses then. You're to the back of the barrel.
Exactly. You did almost do it. But I agree. So they might be backed in the corner. It's time to push Jade up and give her the title.
Yeah. One injury and one superstar coming in changes the realm of everything.
Yep.
Because Hayter stuck as well. But if you really need the title off of Tony, you have built in Britt. Instantly. Slide her in. Maybe Soraya's the one saying, no, I want to work with Britt. This is the first person I want. So then you're handcuffed. And not that you're handcuffed in a bad way.
I muted myself somehow. But
third fucking segment going to hell.
It's gone to hell in a handbasket. I agree with that. I also think this is Britt kind of putting her foot down and saying, no, I want this match with Saraya. This is what I want. This is what I've always wanted. We want it. Let's execute this match. And that's good for her. That's great for her. AEW has to live with that because I also think they benefit from having this be a non-title affair.
Agree. Thank you.
And they needed that second level match that's not title involved, and they just needed second women's match that's nothing around it.
I'll jump on you for a second. I think this is bigger than the title right now.
I completely agree. 100%. It was bigger than the title as soon as Saraya walked right through the entranceway at Grand Slam.
Yep.
That's exactly when it became bigger than the title.
You can tell me what Tony has done. Cool. You have your pillar against a legend.
Yeah. It's bigger than the title.
My hands up, and we both looked at each other just so you pause.
I can't argue with that. You said it. You hit it right on the head. It's a legend versus a pillar. This transcends whatever you have going on in the women's title match right now. It's second fiddle to this rivalry.
Yeah. So the title right now, I love Toni Storm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit if she defends it against Kimberly, and I mean that in the least worst way.
Yeah. But at the same time, yeah, exactly. I don't give a shit. That's why, honestly, at this point, if it's not going to be Hayter that's going to pop the reaction, then it might as well be Jade.
Yeah. But now Hayter's stuck.
So it's got to be Jade.
I don't know how long, but I know sure as shit. She's got visa issues, and she's not in Baltimore, and normally the way the wrestling business works, it's a little bit of time.
Yep.
It's not, okay, we're done in a week, you can come back. Prove me wrong.
Exactly. I can't.
I'm not saying you, but I'm just saying.
No, I get it. But the government will never prove. Can never prove the government wrong.
Main event, and let me just say, it's about damn time. I think we've been waiting for Orange Cassidy to get a title for a long time. This is the perfect title for him.
Perfect title. Probably should have happened 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whenever the hell it was supposed to happen the first time, but okay. I love it. I also love that Remsburg was highly involved in the end of this match, just to piss off some haters out there. But let's go. About time OC got the title. got the win. Now, where does it go? Is he a transition champion or not? Is going to be the question.
Well, I think he's got Ethan. This is me just saying this. I think he's got Ethan Page, probably one. I would imagine that's because Page has been the one. Listen, that hey, I want this title. I want this title. I want this title. Cool. That they can go at it. Can you pick the next All Atlantic champion? At this point, I can't. I think Hawk has a. I mean,
I think you're right. Ethan Page is one. I think Miro, even though he's not around right now, I don't know what he's doing, but Miro's hanging around somewhere. And I feel like he's getting frustrated. He's not getting anything done. He's not getting work. I think Miro is your champion after all this, but I think Ethan Page gets the first crack at the title, but doesn't win.
I also think one more gets thrown in.
Which one?
Brody King.
Oh, okay. Okay. I like
Relevancy. I don't know. Or maybe I think Brody, if you're not going to do anything with Brody and Julia right now, I think it's going to hurt them tremendously.
Yeah.
Or is Orange, as you speculated, transition champion? Because no disrespect against Orange. I'm happy he's champion. I think you get more from Miro and Brody King.
I agree. I was just thinking that's the match I want to see. Let Miro or Brody take the title off OC, and then let those two go at it. I would say put Miro in that. Let Miro get the title. Give Brody the first crack at it, because I think that would be a pretty intense matchup. It gets Brody relevancy. I don't think he gets the title, but at least gives him that relevancy to go forward with. So
and you can build Miro and Brody until what? Full Gear's next. Maybe
Winter's coming. Yeah.
Even longer.
Yeah, you could go for Revolution.
Especially if he loses the first one to OC, he's going to have to get this monster in him again or something. I
think Full Gear OC loses it to Miro if we want to book it right now. But we'll see. We'll see if Miro enters the picture again.
With Lana coming back. It's happening.
At some point, it has to happen. But
it's CJ.
Yep, SCJ. I was going to say it has to be SCJ, not Lana.
Yeah. I got nothing else. We abruptly end the show when we end the show.
We got nothing.
Other than that, big plans for the week?
Let's see what's going on. Birthday party tomorrow.
Holy fuck, how many people have birthdays every other week?
You and Kimberly can start a club that talks about that. But it happened. My cousins got apparently pregnant within a week of each other because they had babies within a week of each other. So, yeah, there's a lot of kids in this family. But yeah, who's he beating up?
FYI, Braun Strowman just destroyed two local guys, and Omos is standing outside. So, this feud starts.
God damn it, we're getting Omos and fucking Strowman. Okay. Anyways, I got birthday party tomorrow, and then I gotta clean up this fucking yard. There's leaves everywhere because I'm getting ready for a big event in the next week or so. But we won't get into that until next week. Little teaser there.
I should cut my grass for the last time before winter because I have like those pine needles in a bank, so I should just blow them over the bank. It might frost here tonight though. Like
it's supposed to frost at some point out next week because it's supposed to. I heard the snow word up here. Yeah. The S word has been dropped. So
down here too.
God Almighty. But any big plans for you this upcoming week?
This weekend, no. Nobody's home. Video games.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're living the bachelor life a little bit.
I'll probably watch the Pit. No, the Pit's off this week. I'll probably watch Penn State, Michigan. That's the game of the week for me.
Nice, very nice.
Other than that, got some interviews coming up. Essentially, this is my busy week for interviews. I have 3 of them next week. All time sensitive when they can be released, but it's just easier to record sometimes ahead of time with people. So,
all right.
Yeah. Indie, for sure.
Very nice. Love it.
and then setting stuff up with the International Wrestling Cartel.
Dropping another hint again. Oh boy. Just turning into Barry Wyatt over here. Just dropping hints left and right. Is there going to be QR codes in this week's
How do you
picture?
create a QR code, by the way?
I have no goddamn clue. I'm not tech savvy.
Is there a QR code? I don't.
There's got to be a
Remember,
generator
just because
somewhere.
I'm trash and drank a shitload during this pay-per-view doesn't mean you can't do great things.
You're a garbage can. I might be a garbage can not.